Welcome to the NEPA Scene Podcast, the only local live streaming podcast of its kind. We're coming to you from the Accelerator building in downtown Wilkes-Barre. I'm Rich Howells, the founder and editor of NEPA Scene. And tonight we're here with Scranton hip-hop artist Capital G and Silo Good.
What it do?
How you doing? What's happening?
How's it going?
Now I'm like, I was talking all day. Now I'm like, oh man.
Like, how do I introduce myself now? Like, what? Thanks for having us.
Well, I'll give you a
My
quick
guy.
little intro, and then we'll jump in.
Yeah.
So before they perform in a hip-hop showcase this Sunday, October 30th, at the Black Scranton Project Center for Arts and Culture, we're going to talk about their respective music and unique sounds, how they met and started collaborating, the fast-paced delivery of G and the chill vibe of Silo Good, the nerdy inspirations behind these songs, how he learned to rap so fast, the local hip-hop scene and their place in it, the importance of the Black Scranton Project, and performing at the NEPA Scene Open Mic, which is where I met these guys, and much, much more. So please stay tuned for the full hour. We would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. So anything that you want to say, no matter which platform you're on, we would love to have you participate in the conversation. So if you have any questions for these guys, anything that you want to talk about local hip hop or rap or anything you want to know about that kind of stuff, please leave that down below. We will get to that in just a bit. Before we dive in, I just want to thank our sponsor, Special Guests, who's provide us with this office space and the equipment to make this possible. It's a talent booking marketplace, making it easier for talented people to get discovered and booked. It was founded in 2017 by actor-comedian Damon Wayans Jr. alongside local entrepreneur Chris Jones. Check them out at specialguestapp.com or download the app on iTunes or Google Play. They recently launched merchbooth.com, a free program to help artists and talent professionals create and sell merch online and in person at shows. Many local musicians are using it right now. NEPA Scene is for our merchandise as well. So you could take a look at some our new shirts and hoodies on merchbooth.com. And we've been drinking some parlor beverages as well, who provide us with this, with what they call the best fucking root beer out there now.
It is. I don't like root beer like that. This is good. I'm banging with the butterscotch.
Shout out Parley.
Cheers.
Cheers.
How's that new pumpkin root beer?
Yeah, it's really good. Probably didn't pay me to say that.
They can though. If you look at the sponsor, your boys will wear the t-shirts, whatever. I'll buy a case. What's up?
Absolutely.
Really fucking good.
Every show, man. Hey, come sponsor the show. What's up?
Yeah.
All right, so we good. So I can start this. All right, I got a bone to pick with the NEPA music scene. I was not nominated for an Electric City Music Award. I know I didn't submit, and I didn't know what was happening. So yes, I do take partial blame. So we'll handle that. But I do want to make sure it's known that next year, if I'm not performing, winning award, or a combination, this is a problem. Like I'm gonna have to pull a Kanye. This is gonna be not like the old Kanye before the Taylor Swift when he was at the Brit Music Awards and he was like, if I don't win, the award show loses credibility. That type. So
right.
I just want to make that known to anybody in the Electric City Music Festival that's paying attention. Yes, and I don't want to win Best New Artist. I get it. I'll take it.
I'm mad I didn't perform. I know I didn't submit, but I'm mad.
Look, I didn't know. The fact that nobody told me. I've been around. We done did the block party. We done did the gala. We do the NEPA scene. Not every week, but we are stable.
Yeah.
But I feel like
For sure.
You didn't even let this man finish his sponsor talk, bro.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's cool, man.
Sponsor, go ahead.
But hey, if you want some of this parlor, including the pumpkin root beer, you can get it 10% off with a promo code NEPA Scene on drinkparlor.com. So check the site out and grab yourself some butterscotch or birch beer or some of this pumpkin root beer or just plain old root beer if you want.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a few people say that about the music conference and stuff too. They might miss the window to like apply or whatever else.
I didn't see anything about it until
a
week before, and I was like, "What is this? Like, what is going on?" I feel like somebody could have said something, especially like I don't know, being like we're at the V spot every week, I feel, and they do it at the V spot, and like I feel like there could have been like a sign, at least a sign in the building, like something, bro.
I feel like there was a sign in the building.
There definitely was.
You're looking everywhere, but your social media goes, dude. It's all over social media and shit.
It was like, what did you? And you didn't send me that. This was my partner. This was my guy.
Yeah, you're right.
And I heard nothing about this
because I put myself on it and I was trying to win, bro. I need the competition. I don't need the competition.
I'm just saying, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like, come on, best new hip hop artist, whatever you want to give me. I'll tell you, you can make up an award and give it to me. I will take it. Like, I'll go up there and I will smile and take that. I want a statue. You got the statues in the back. You see, keep giving Rich more awards and give me one too. That's all.
Loudest man in NEPA.
I'll say
there you go.
And I know a lot more louder cats, you know, that they come to the open mic sometimes. So
that's true. Yeah, sometimes they get the cops called.
Damn.
Look, don't play outside the V spot when you come. Just do it on the stage. Keep it on the stage. Stay out the parking lot. I
never ever thought that I would have to specify that the open mic is in the building and not also spontaneously outside in the parking lot. But apparently now I got to specify that.
For real, make sure. We're sorry, Vinny. I had nothing to do with it. I was there. I'm sorry, Vinny. I didn't stop them. I may have poked my head out to see what was going on and then kept drinking. It's okay.
You gotta take the party with you sometimes.
Oh man, I was staying out of trouble. That's all. That's all.
So before we get into the music, I'm sure a lot of people are like, "Oh, what is all this cool stuff here?" Let's get into some nerdy shit.
Oh, I'm here. That's what I do.
So
nerd rap poke.
A lot of the stuff that I'm into, of course, I think most of it comes from nostalgia. So, you know, it's for me, I grew up on like Ninja Turtles, He-Man, Ghostbusters, X-Men, Spider-Man, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Fighting games, beat 'em ups.
Stop it. Hold on. I could have brought you an arcade stick.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at it because I have all the stickers on. I'm like, I could use toys that. I'm like,
we got a TV right here too. That's all we would do. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. Oh
my God. That's so funny. I should have brought my stick.
All right. So what were you guys into? What did you grow up with?
All the above. It's the same shit. Like and that's the thing too. I'm still upset that I didn't grow up and become a Power Ranger. I thought that was like a full career choice. That was gonna happen. I was like, oh, boom. Yeah, I'm shooting for red, but I'll take blue or something. That's fine. That's okay. But same shit. Power Rangers, Star Wars. We were arguing before the cameras was on about how George Lucas ended up being the smartest person on the planet. So that's just how that goes. So when it comes to, I was raised by my TV. Like I went outside, but it was like, it didn't matter. I'm taking over the TV at the end of the night. Like I'm pushing my sister and my brother. Whatever. My brother was trying to watch the Fashion Network. Get that out of here. It's Cartoon Network tonight. Cartoon Fridays. What's going on?
Yeah, dude. Pokemon was my jam. I was a big Pokemon guy. I used to think I had Pokemon Stadium for the Nintendo 64. And I don't know where it came from, but I thought somewhere in my mind, if I beat the gyms in Pokemon 64, and then if I went to the mall, there's gonna be somebody there, and he's gonna give me my own Pokemon. Somewhere in my mind, that translated, and it made sense, like a 6-year-old mind or something. So I never beat it. It was really hard. So my heart was broken there. But yeah, Pokemon. Was really into the PS2 classics, Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper.
Nice.
I'm making a mission. Anybody else that loves Pokemon, do you when you see the corresponding animal, you think of the Pokemon name first? For me, I see cows and I'll be like, oh, Miltank, word. Throw pigeons out, oh, Pidgey, where you at? Skuntank going on.
Damn, bro, I think that's only you.
That might just be me.
That's only you.
That's why I made a whole song about him, dog. That's what we do.
Shit. Hell yeah, man. All that kind of stuff. Challenge Showdown. Challenge Showdown.
I forgot about what was the bald kid, the air. Or no, he was water. He was water. Yeah.
Don't remember. Aang knockoff.
Stop it. He was more like Krillin cross with Aang.
That's true. Yeah, because the dots and stuff.
Yeah. Shaolin Monks. This Krillin was a Shaolin Monk. People forget that.
Teen Titans was dope too.
Oh man, I love Teen Titans to this day. And the comic book run, man, is fantastic.
I'll take your word on that one.
Whatever. Yeah, this kid don't read comic books. I'm sorry, man. I got more comic books than I got days in my life. I'm convinced.
Who reads?
You an X-Men fan? I got the whole Chris Claremont run from the 90s.
Oh yeah.
And I showed him. He didn't understand it. I was like, yo, man, they're in terrible conditions. I read them too much. I got 6 issue 1. All of them is pages missing and shit.
The pages with Jean Grey were hard to break open.
Yo, man, and I'm still hurt. I got that. I'm still hurt about her and Scott's. That was issue 28 of the Chris Claremont run, Uncanny X-Men. Her and Scott got married in the cover. She's looking beautiful with the dress and the red hair. It shouldn't have been Scott, man. He ain't got it like that. I love Scott. I love Cyclops, my guy, but it should have been capital G. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
It should have been me.
Yeah.
I think that's why they just went with him. He's just practically a bad guy at this point. Like,
yeah, which I'm like so cool with it as a character arc. I feel like Scott, and it puts some more respect on his name, because after the crappy movies, everybody was looking at him like he's the lamest. It's like,
damn.
When speaking of fighting games, and it's X-Men versus Street Fighter, and him and Cyclops have that, him and Ryu have that epic handshake. Cyclops is the coolest dude on the planet,
right?
And then they put him in the movies, and he's the most white toast lame. Yeah. My man's out here crying. Hey, they made fun of him because he had Backstreet Boys on his motorcycle. I was like, what is happening? And then he made it for the Wolverine. Would you prefer yellow spandex? Yes, I fucking would. I would get the yellow spandex, bro. Yes. See, I told you, don't get me on a tangent, because I don't like. Look, hot take. I'm sorry. Hugh Jackman, I don't see as Wolverine. He's cool. He's a different character. Because Wolverine, and I see the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 sprite. That's how I like my Wolverine. Just hunched over.
I need a short, like 5 foot, like Canadian,
for real.
Like some short,
furry, like
super hairy everywhere, like unnecessarily.
Chain smoking cigars. We done seen him smoke a total like 4 cigars. Like, I get it. They trying to sell it to China and shit. But like, yo, come on. I want Wolverine having like a bandolier of cigars. Like, it's right. Like, I want to see that.
Dirty lungs and everything. Hell yeah.
He regenerates. It don't matter.
True.
Yeah, that's why. It does not matter. You can't kill this man.
That's right. That's right.
And he's the only X-Men in the movie that get any type of respect. And it's so sad.
It is.
They shouldn't even call the X-Men movies the X-Men movies. They are the Wolverine franchise. And I guess they kind of did at the end, but still.
Well, I maybe the MCU will correct some of those things. I hope.
Maybe.
They better. They on thin ice with me right now.
Yeah.
It was up until Endgame, it was hit. Now they starting to.
Yeah,
a couple of misses.
For sure.
I'm sorry, it was too late for Black Widow. I did not care. That movie should have came out in like 2014. Right. That should have came out after Iron Man 3 or something. Like, there's no, you shouldn't. It's the whole, I don't like dead characters. Like, Rogue One is great. I don't care about Andor.
Right.
Like, it was tough getting me to care about Rogue One, because it was like, oh, a bunch of dead characters that we know how this story ends. Cool, we get to see it. Now we get to see the backstory of the dead backstory. Like, this don't.
Bro, Rogue One was great though. I don't even like Star Wars like that, and I thought Rogue One was really cool. It's like Halo Reach, man. Like, you know they're all gonna die, but like, I don't know, leading up to it is cool.
I guess. I don't know. Look, I'm a wrestling fan. I don't even like watching matches after I know who wins.
I want story progression. We don't go back.
Yo, I'm saying, that's why I don't want to see this. I don't want to see the what's called the Skywalker saga no more. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I don't need to see Luke again. That's my problem. Look, I love The Mandalorian. It was fantastic. Season 2, it was cool seeing him go off with Grogu.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him come back in season 3. I know it is. Yeah, I want to see Mando go off and have his own adventures with like the Darksaber and everything. Like,
I was surprised they got them back together so quickly. I thought they could have taken some time.
They just want to get that Anakin money.
Right. Give me that Anakin money.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I told you, King Tangent. That's what I do.
Was that question 1?
So where in there did music come into play? Was it when you were younger, when you were a little older? Like, when did music become a thing for you?
Shoot, I guess like really when I was a kid with my mom, like she would always play 50 Cent like in the car, bro, in the club.
Yo, Candy Shop. Shout out to my mom. I guarantee she's watching this. Mom, you had Candy Shop as your ringtone. You had Lollipop as your ringtone. That was weird as a young child when your homies was coming to the crib. Like, I'm just saying.
I didn't know what Candy Shop meant until
for real. And now, like, it didn't click to me until like a couple of years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I guess like the generic answer for like everybody is like music's always been a part of my life, and it's true. Music's always been a part of my life, but I didn't really take it serious until college. Shout out Marywood University. Oh. Forgive my loans. I got so many.
Don't shout out Marywood University. They kicked me out of there for skating around, man.
That's his fault.
I mean,
forgive my loans, please.
Forgive my loans.
Yeah, but I went to school for digital media there, and that's when the tools were presented to me, the audio interfaces, the microphones. Shout out Marywood University for the microphones.
Trash security.
Anyway. So that's when the tools were presented to me. You know, I'm like, oh, I could really like start recording music here. And so that's where we had like our rough starts, you know, and the music wasn't good. But it's not supposed to be when you're starting out. And then I linked up with some guys I worked with, and you know, eventually Capital G, shout out. Little Cheesy Bread,
Cheesy Bob, man, come on.
Marcus Moody, Goldie is a guy I used to work with. Goes by many names, my dude. I don't know. And we linked up probably like 2016, released some SoundCloud hits, and then eventually realized we can go on like Spotify and like Apple Music and all that stuff. So I would say probably like 2019, 2020 is when like music actually started like where we started being more like serious about the stuff and like, you know, taking into consideration our image and like what we actually want to like sound like and our own specific sounds and how those will blend together. And I linked up with Cap like maybe 2019. Maybe.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Yeah, our first song actually coming out soon. My EP Beta Key is coming out this weekend during the show.
Mm-hmm.
And our first song we recorded together. No, I think it was the second one. Did we do that first?
Might be second one because the Final Fantasy one was
right. Which that still sounds bad. That ain't coming out. You'll see the Final Fantasy record live. We do it live all the time. It's good. Don't sound good. We're gonna re-record it one day. But yeah, it's going out, and that's an old record. It's called 2019, track 4.
Lots of roadblocks, lots of hurdles, lots of learning. And, you know, we're still learning. You know, I don't think you ever stop learning, but here we are. And I feel like right now I'm comfortable with like how my sound is right now to like, you know, actually put more music out there and like be like, and put my like Silo Good stamp on and be like, this is me, this is my shit right now. So yeah, that's my story.
Yo, well, my mom is 55, so she is the hip hop era. So I grew up stealing her Funk Fleck mixtapes and Outkast CDs. I was running around like
Outkast, bro. Bombs are back.
I was just about to say, well, you heard this story. Like when I was a kid, you know, Andre 3000's verse in Bombs Over Baghdad. Like
that's the first beat I ever wrote a song over.
Word, I never heard that. You never told me that shit. Yeah, that's legend. Oh yeah, I got it. But
I'll break it out at the end of the show.
Yeah, do you still remember, bro? I was about to say, I don't remember nothing I wrote as a kid. But nah, like that like blew my mind, and like I like memorized it at like 6-7 years old. Like and some National Underground coming out. Yeah, I like knew it, and my mom would just be like, "Hey, say that shit." And like my cousins at the like the black part or the like the cookouts or whatever.
Yeah,
like that song come on, I would just rap that. And then when you said, "How do you start rapping so fast?" That's kind of how. Like I just didn't realize I was just doing it. That's just how I heard like mentally took in rap music and like listening to a lot of it, because my mom loves music. She loves hip hop, especially not me especially, but like she's of that generation. That's like her. So that's where I took in so much hip hop. Granted, I did leave it for a while because like the 2007 bling era when Soulja Boy and Lil Wayne came out with like Lollipop and all that, was kind of like I just started skating too, so I was like, I'm gonna stick over here with the punk kids. I'm gonna see what this Offspring and this Metallica sounded like, and then I'm gonna come back when Lupe Fiasco came with the Cool.
That's hit you up in like 5 years, bro.
Yeah. So and then I got into music. Then when I heard the Cool is when I was like, oh, this is what you can really do with this word stuff. Because like, I'm not saying my mom didn't listen to a lot of like lyrical hip hop, but like there's a lot of like Southern stuff. So it's not like the most hard hitting. You know, I like the lyricals. You hear me rap all the time, so it's like. When I heard that, I was like, "Oh, this is it!" And then I saw the talent show in high school was coming up. I was like, "Got my boy, Frequency." We did the first talent show. He was a senior that year. I was a freshman, and he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." We shut it down. Came in a whole honorable mention. It was beautiful, but it made me go, "I love this shit." And then there we go.
Where'd you go to school?
Scranton High. Unfortunately,
okay.
I was okay. I didn't really.
Scranton High.
I didn't go to Scranton High. I was enrolled in Scranton High.
It was Scranton High for like 2
when I
years,
say there's a reason I know this much about Ninja Turtles and stuff, man. I was very much in front of my computer and not in the classroom.
That'll do it. That will do it.
Hey, man, a comic book story. The first time I skipped school was to see Iron Man 1. That was the first time I skipped school. I mean, it was worth it.
Totally.
Because like I said, I own a lot of comic books. When I saw Nick Fury come out and say, Tony Stark, let me tell you about the Avengers, and my brain exploded. Like I didn't believe, like I vividly remember sitting in the movie theater. It was just me and my boy E, and it was just us because it was like 2 PM on a Friday. Like nobody, Iron Man was big, but it wasn't like big at that time. And it was like day one. It was just like us. We're losing our fucking minds. We immediately run to the comic book store. We start talking to the guys at the store. Like, did you see it? Like, no. What are you talking about? They didn't do that. And I remember, what's his name? The owner of comic book store, Chris. He didn't believe me at the time. He was like, I didn't see nothing about that. I was like, what, 13 at the time? So like, you're looking at a 13-year-old kid telling you. Then at the end, Nick Fury comes in to see. At the time, like, oh yeah, Nick Fury showing up in a movie, whatever. Like, superheroes interacting all the time. This is like before when everybody, Elektra and Daredevil barely spoke in that fucking movie.
Right.
Like, that shit was mind blowing. Like, oh my God, we got 2 characters in the same movie. Holy shit! Like now it's whatever. Like yeah. So going that, man, that was a moment. I don't know how I got to talking about.
It was
that.
like, wait, hold on. Outcast, Iron Man. How does this link up?
Outkast and Iron Man link up because they're all hip hop. I don't know. I grew. That's my childhood. I did that. That's how.
I respect it.
How does it work when I rap? They all link up. I talk about Outkast and Iron Man and the rap.
You do.
It all works. See, you can't test me on this shit.
My bad. Shit. Try to G-check.
Capital G-check. What's up?
True. True shit.
So how did you guys meet originally?
Our boy Mood. I was working with him at Walmart. I mean, I'm not going to disparage the name. If y'all paying enough, we'll see. But no, we was working together at Walmart and on some like real movie moment shit. Like we was just talking because he was training me. We were just talking about like, oh, what do you do for fun? He's like, oh, I rap. Oh, I like to rap a little bit too. Then we just started rapping in the aisle together, and it was one of those like. Stopped, all work stopped, and then for the rest of like an hour just rapping verses back and forth to each other. And he was like, yo, that's it. And he should be with us still, you know, but he's in he didn't pass. I know that sounds like my man passed. My man Cheesy, he's out there. Cheesy, that guy, he's still here. He's just in Savannah, Georgia. He's alive. He's just in the Savannah. He's in Savannah. So like he ain't here to rock with us, but like he is the third member of this shit, really. But like, so he linked us up and we pulled up to his house. And I know who he was like, he was quiet kid. And then he just came out and had some bars. I was like, oh, who this soft smoking?
No.
And then we got to talking about anime and shit. And I was like, oh yeah, this my guy for real.
I was living in this trap house, like of an apartment, and I had this like little like home studio in this like 2x2 bedroom. It felt like
it smelled like cat pee.
Smelled like cat pee.
Yeah.
It wasn't us, bro. The previous tenants and the ones up and downstairs, they were awful. I live in a good house now. I'm fine.
Beautiful
house.
Wonderful girlfriend that he loves very much.
Everything is great. I don't. Anyway.
2 cats living the life.
Living the life. Oh.
Shout out to my 2 roommates and the dog.
Right.
What's goody?
I'm domestic now. I'm domesticated. Yeah, but this little like home studio had in the bedroom. It was super hot in there, and but we made some hits. Oh, we thought they were hits. They're probably really.
Hey
bad.
man, I think I put it on the project. It's coming out 2019. True, like that's gonna be a hit. I think the Final Fantasy joint is a hit. That go when we do it. Okay, it's not out. Y'all can't really listen to it, but when we do it live, everybody loves it. If you come to the show on Sunday, you'll see us do it live. It's like number 8 on the set list or something like that. So you come hang out. Come hang out. You can hear. If you like Final Fantasy, you can hear me talk about all the characters in one verse. It's kind of cool.
So we ain't meeting in the trenches, but we met in the trap house apartments.
Yeah, so I know as well.
Right, so yeah, 2019 and now it's 2022.
Yeah, 3 years, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Came a long way.
Good times.
So what I think is interesting too is, listening to like your music on Spotify and stuff like that and seeing you guys every week and that sort of thing. You guys have very different kind of styles.
Oh, very different.
You have kind of this more laid back, chill sort of vibe. And you have this very fast-paced sort of
higher,
delivery.
Darker. Yeah. No,
so,
I think we are very different. I like to say all the time, he's built for the white girls in the Jeeps. So I'm built for the geeks and the keyboards. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I mean, it is what it is. It's like SOS. Tell me SOS. Look, I love that record. You know this.
SOS on Spotify and Apple Music.
Boom. Yeah, there you go. But I say all the time, I just every time I hear it, it just reminds me of like all the girls I used to hang out with at the U. No disrespect, but like this is the type of thing that they would absolutely love. I'd be like, all right, let's crank this. We can smooth to this. I like this, right? Yeah, I think that. Dang it, bro. Sorry.
I know it's a banger.
Whatever.
So I guess what I'm wondering is how did you come into those styles? Was it a conscious effort to move in that direction, or how did that happen for you?
I think my shit, like it really played out over time. Like it developed. So like when you first start doing something, you're taking inspiration from the artists you like. So you're like, I'm pulling from. I really like Chance the Rapper back in the day, back when he was making good music. Damn.
Nah, I mean his last single was pretty good with Joey Badass.
Okay, that one was good. Yeah.
He's coming back. He's making a comeback.
I hope and pray, baby.
I still think. Okay, I also agree. Acid Rap was his best project. Period.
100%.
I don't think Coloring Book was that good. It's a
think
dope hat.
No, it was good.
But the Chance 3 hat is cool.
Yeah.
The album is not good.
Yeah, it's good.
The best song on there was No Problems, and that did not age well. I'm tired of hearing that.
It wasn't, but
stop it.
Anyway, so I was pulling.
Everybody act like
inspiration.
Ultralight Beam by Kanye was on that thing. All right, go ahead.
That wasn't
Sorry.
even the best either. Summer Friends. Oh my god.
Whatever.
Anyway, one with No Name on it. Shout out.
Yo, No Name's dope.
No
That's
Name's dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But when you're first starting out, you take inspiration from a lot of different artists. So like, yeah, Chance, Joey. So like, you know, you try to rap like them when you're first starting out because you don't really like, I don't know, you don't really like know who you are as an artist, and you know, sometimes as a person too. But really, as it develops, like, and as life develops, you know, you start to like, hey, I like this sound a little more, and like, it's, I don't even know if it was an effort like where my music led or if it was just kind of natural. But like, I would say my music now, like, more of like a lo-fi kind of like analog sound to it. It sounds very like, sometimes it sounds very like grainy and dirty, but like that's kind of how I like it. It's like someone would listen to it and say like it's like lazy rapping or sleepy rap or like kind of like no effort. But kind of, I like that shit. I like the kind of like it's simple, just words over a beat and throw like a vinyl record filter over it to make it sound crackly and poppy. And yeah, I think that's it. Kind of just is who I am as a person too. Cause I'm like, I don't know, I don't have lots to say sometimes, and sometimes like
You got too much to say.
but yeah, I'm kind of just chill.
Y'all ain't around him enough. Let me
damn. I'm trying to do an interview. But nah, man, I'm kind of just chill and like go with the flow. So like, my music's not too overcomplicated, and it's kind of just like here it is, and do what you want with it. Kind of music, I feel like. So that's my shit.
I think it's fun.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thanks. He thinks I'm fun.
I just started rapping. I don't know. I kind of fell into the style I just started doing. I honestly like, okay, no, part of my story that I do leave out a lot. There's a smooth like 5 years in between. Cause like once I left high school, it was one of those, like, I think a job rap is like a real job. I didn't think it was like something you could really do. I just thought motherfuckers was picked from the heavens. I didn't really get how that happened. So like, I didn't really start really rapping until like 2017 again. And my boy was like trying to write a song, and it ended up being Toast, one of the songs I do all the time. It's a real song about drinking. So it just, that's a lot of my early songs. Like I said, about Pokemon, about like I did start doing a lot of theme stuff. So that kind of changed how I start putting beats together. So that's how I got my sound early. And then I was like, my man over here with the Doom. I forget your name. He came through. I was like, I need some beats like that. So that's how I got to where I'm at now.
Shout out MF Doom type beats.
Rest in peace to the guy too, man. I'll never forget that New Year's Eve when we found out we lost him, man. I know my mom did not care, but I definitely was crying my eyes out.
He was.
Yeah. And my mom could not have. She was who? Emma, who? What is it going on?
Damn, mom, you understand all caps when you say something.
And she was sitting there trying to take a selfie and shit. I'm like, Mom, this is I get it. I know you in your own thing. You're doing your business. I'm gonna go.
I am in mourning.
I'm gonna go smoke outside. I'm gonna be back. Yeah. Let me go listen to this Madville and y'all repeat. Shout
out, man.
So that's really how I don't know. And I've been taking a lot, and especially when you guys check out the new project that's coming out soon, you're gonna hear about 4 different sounds. Really, just me. I'm a lot recent. I'm trying to expand and try to move more out of the dark, gloomy rap, especially doing these shows and like doing the open mic and stuff. I really want to start making more stuff that moves the crowd a little bit more. Because it'd be me just standing up there yelling at people for fucking 10 minutes, and I feel like that's a little exhausting sometimes. So I want to give people a little bit something with a bounce to and feel with, So yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. Respect that shit. And once again, come to the Black Scranton Boogie Oogie Sunday the 30th. It's gonna be a great time. You're gonna have a blast. I promise you. If you don't, I'm not gonna say you get your money back, but you might get some drinks. I don't know.
Oh no.
It's BYOB, right?
Yeah, man.
BYOB.
Hey, we gonna have some stuff pulled up, ready to go. I'm making some cocktails. I got my boy, he's a mixologist. He's sending me the recipes. I couldn't afford to pay for him to do it, but you're gonna give me the recipes. If you want to make that happen, y'all donate to the Black Scranton Center. Glenn's going through the hard times. Hold it down.
Shout out Black Scranton. Oh, geez.
Oh, we're definitely going to get into that in a little bit too. What I wanted to ask you about is how do you practice to get that fast to be able to deliver that type of stuff? Like does it come naturally, or is that something you're sitting in front of a mirror doing it over and over? Like, how does that work?
Nah, it's pretty natural. He's seeing me write it, and then I just do it, and it just kind of happens. And like, it took me forever to even realize I rap fast or even speak fast, because like, I don't know, it just never occurred to me. And then when I saw people try to rap, we'd be at the studio. When you're at the recording in the studio, you hear a song over and over again. So people be trying to even just catch a line here and there. I'm like, how y'all not get this this ain't normal, dude. That's what I really. So to me, it's still I still can't comprehend because in my mind I can actually go faster still. So for me, and you've seen it.
A shit ton of Adderall too.
Nah, shut the fuck up. I ain't never did Adderall in my life. Stop it. Shit. We organic on this side. Flowers only. What's up? But nah, yeah. It's honestly, it's really just one of those things that just came naturally, and I'm pretty sure it's because of listening to Ludacris and Andre 3000 and like memorizing like Mystical's verse and like Move Bitch and shit. Like, like I thought that stuff was the coolest. Like Silk the Shotgun and all that. Like, and then like I used to think too. I tried to make my raps like I'm a metal fan, so like I was think like like double bass. So like a lot of times when especially certain songs you could hear, I try to that cadence. Like a nice double bass drum on like when
now that you say it, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
So you try to keep a little bit of metal and then keep a little bit of wrestling in the show elements. You keep up and then the nerdy in the lyrics, and you get capital G all put together.
You do combine all your interests really well. I feel like I tried into your shit. It's a good persona. Hell yeah.
Hey, you make me blush.
Picking up on it.
Speaking of which, where do the names come from?
All right, so my rap name used to be my middle name, which is Nasilo. So it's actually spelled Nsilo. So I used to go by that, and then people were having a hard time like pronouncing it, which like I don't blame them and shit.
I was gonna say, don't act like and Nasilo. It sounds easy to say. Look at that shit written out.
Nsilo, named after my uncle. Shout out Uncle Nasilo.
He has a great name. It's impossible to say to read out. I'm sorry. Spell it phonetic. No,
that's what it was. That's what it was. So a couple years ago, I'm like, damn, I gotta switch it up, bro. So out of Nasilo, out of the Nsilo, I took the Silo. I'm like Silo, but I gotta put something after that because Silo by itself don't sound good. And I'm like, I'm a pretty good person. I feel like I'm a pretty good rapper. So I'll just put the word good after it. So Silo, good. Bam, bam. About it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Capital G is my first name is Garrett, and I couldn't find out with a better rap name because Garrett Johns does not sound good as a rap name. So
it ain't no Kendrick Lamar.
But then I thought, and that's not even his real name. It's Kendrick Duckworth. Don't forget.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Kendrick Lamar Duckworth. That's his middle name. But damn, now you got me lost track. What was I talking about? Yeah. So capital G. I was like, oh well, capital G. I'm G, and then G, geeky, gorgeous, gamer. All that. So I was like, oh, perfect. Okay. Like capital G. And then come to find out, which it might be changing soon because I haven't found out there's a man on YouTube. And it's sad too how I found out. I was on I fell back into Yu-Gi-Oh real hard recently. So like I've been on a Yu-Gi-Oh binge, and there's a dude on a YouTuber named Mega Capital G. And then my Instagram name is Super Capital G.
Damn.
I found this out like a couple weeks ago, and I've been like, what are we gonna do about this? But he's Mega Capital G, and it's like a niche. I'm like,
it should have been Super Mega Capital G is what you should.
Nah, that's a lot. but it's still Capital G until I get a cease and desist. But yeah, it really just became. It was one of those things of like I was sitting in the studio for weeks and weeks and weeks, like trying to come up with a name that everything was bad. Everybody come up with terrible names. I don't think anybody would. If you try to create a wrestler on WWE 2K, you ain't gonna come up with a good name. Like I promise you. So even finding capital G was just like a blessing.
Respect that.
Yeah, well now everybody got the fun, cute story like me. It's like you.
True.
The rest of us out here struggling.
I wish Terry Thompson was a cool name.
I think Terry Thompson's a cool ass name. I don't know. It's the comic book and the alliteration of the name.
Terry Thompson.
But Silo Good is a better name.
Silo Good is better. Yeah.
We giving away the kayfabe. We saying our real names too much.
Shit. You're right. Damn. Get my government out like
that. Man. You're gonna dox me, dog.
No, not Terry Thompson at 111 Orchard. No.
Yo, I feel bad for what it was there.
I like to think that our podcast has a very nice audience.
Yeah.
Ever do something.
I don't actually live there. But.
Yeah.
Shout out Parley though, man.
Yeah, good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I was worried it was real beer. That was the real reason I wasn't touching it because I can't do the real beer. But this is good. I like this. This is candy.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm old, man. I can't do the beer like that anymore. I chill out on it.
But if you like liquor and boozing and stuff and having a good time at a party, come to the Black Scranton Center Sunday, October 30th for the Black Scranton Boogie Oogie. Yeah, get real professional on that. That's how you do a segue.
Let's dive into some of your
songs that are available now that people can find and stuff.
So I wrote down a bunch of the ones that I could find on Spotify.
I only got a handful. Don't worry about it.
And they're
So,
some of the ones that we
artists.
do at the open mic, so that helps.
Yeah. And so I don't know if you guys want to maybe talk about some of the inspirations behind some of these songs or how they came together.
Yeah.
So we have Same Guys.
I think it's my magnum opus. Honestly, I think it's my nerve rap magnum opus. I love that record. It came together so fast. It was written in every idea. I did it last night over the rodeo by Lil Nas X. That's how that's why it's not on that beat on Spotify.
Right.
But nah, I didn't even put that much time into. That's why I think it came out so well. Is because I just wanted to talk about everything that I loved as succinctly as possible, and like in a funny way of like getting as many different out there references as I could.
Okay.
And like really, but in a clever way, not just like, because I see a lot of cats doing like references for reference's sake. And like I do that frequently too, but like I really wanted to make it feel cohesive and make it weave into where you don't even realize I'm talking about something that's nerdy because it's gonna go over your head because it's going so fast. And then when you sit down, you go, oh shit, I don't even know what that is. Like there's a couplet in there that I feel like there's something for like 4 different groups of people, and I get at least one of them shouted out differently in a different section of that song.
Yeah.
Like, if I can remember the part, but it's I'm a true hero just like Itachi. I'm the true hero just like Poppy. From my League of Legends kid, get your grind on shit, trying to get hit goal, win the season and shit. So like putting a Naruto reference, like somebody like, oh man, the true hero like Itachi, that's crazy. And it's like the true hero like Poppy for the League of Legends. She's a character that doesn't believe she's the hero, and then trying to hit gold at the end of the League of Legends season is a stressful time for a lot of kids. I mean, trying to get that Victoria skin, how you doing silver too. But so it's like stuff like that. I wanted to make it flow. So it's like it's not just like I'm a hero like Poppy. It's super simple, super easy. You want to make them think about the shit a little bit more. So that's where I put that song. And it just feels so good. And it's so fun to perform. And the inspiration behind it really was that. It was just, how can I make everybody's jaw drop and make them confused and not know who I'm talking about or who I'm talking to, but the people that I'm talking to catch that shit, and that's gonna make them feel that way. Because everybody knows. Look, like I said, comic book fan. Even Raekwon saying like Tony Starks, and when I was a kid, that blew my fucking mind. I was like in the samples, like even like MF Doom, like the Dr. Doom shit, like that. Always there's those little things, like the little dog whistles for the nerd community. I feel like I want to blow that up. Like it's not just a dog whistle. This is what we do. Like, yeah. So what else? What else we got? What else?
Joker and Lex.
Oh, that's me. Cheesy Bob. That's me and him. That's one of our favorites. That's it. Everybody love that one. That's a good one. We all on it. That was us. Just I remember recording that. We were mad at each other, kind of. He would because I didn't write for like a week or some shit, and he was like sending me beats back and forth, saying like 4 beats in a week, and I didn't write a single one. I was just working, didn't give a shit. And then he pulls up on me because he had a studio session. He's like, "Come to the studio session." I was like, "All right, cool." And he recorded his verse, and I was like, "Damn, that's kind of hard." So while he was recording it, I'm sitting in there typing out. You remember we did that with Depp? Were you there that day?
Nah.
Well, I was sitting there with Depp. Shout out to Platinum Sounds. And we ran in there, and then he was like, he came out after played it, and I was like, "Oh, I think I got a little something for this." And I spit. He's like, "Yo, you gotta do that. It's gonna work." And then that's how that song came about. But that was really me. He was talking about all the evil shit, and had the old sample. I can't remember what show it was from. It was one of the old Super Friends. I can't remember who said it, but it was the intro with there's only one villain. So I was like, "Oh, okay, so we could talk about some evil shit here." So I want to talk some dirty, grimy shit. Talk Megatron, and get all those in there, and then at the end, just kind of flex on them a little bit, get a little smooth, a little cute at the end. I'm trying to remember the verses now to even like pull out lines like even think. So, what? I want to toss a dirty, grimy. I transform my man, try to say yes, yes. It's not really. That was definitely one of those moments where it was like I was just trying to get that verse out as fast as possible, so just to shut him up and get on the record.
Damn. That's friendship.
But like, I really do feel like we're the world's greatest tag team. That's the project that's on. And it's the prequel. We're gonna have a lot more coming. But like, me and him together on a record, I feel like we just go back and forth. That's why I like to call it Joker and Lex. Because like, we're great separately. We're two different type of characters.
Right.
But together, you don't want to mess with us. That's apocalypse level shit. So that's where that's why that name came from, really. And you know, and the whole thing is themed around being a tag team. So like, what better tag team in the villain space?
Absolutely.
That's true. That's true. Oh yeah.
We got round one.
Oh man, yeah, that's solid in the intro. That was essentially like my follow-up to Same Guys. I wanted that to be. I wanted that to really be like, because I like to call myself the Otaku King, because I'm King Otaku out here. So yeah, man. So I wanted to make it capital G versus the Otaku King, and ended up really just being capital G versus capital G. But like, because both of them ended up being just equally as nerdy, just one ended up being a little bit more nerdy than the other one. But I wanted one verse to be faster than the other one. They're both fast as shit. But that song was really me saying like, I really want to make an anthem that's gonna like blow people's face. So I wanted that like real like metal sound, like we end the show like you know the end of One by Metallica, where the second half kicks in. Except I wanted the whole song to be the second half. I wanted it to feel like what you walk out to, the epicness of like just two titans clashing in the rap world. Except it's just me.
I got to scream on the intro, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
and cool. He didn't know what to do. We were sitting there when we recorded it too. We were at the studio with Devontae Singh. He actually did the recording on that one. Well, up at BFL. He's gonna shout that out. Have you had Devontae on here?
I have not yet, but I am very interested in
Just the way you said I'm very interested. He's an interesting cat. We all know that.
He is such a funny dude.
Oh, when he sat down on the stool yesterday, it just was like, I forget what his opening line in the song was, but I looked at that. I'm like, we really doing this today,
one take, bro.
Yeah,
one take.
So serious. But yeah, no, we recorded at him, and he didn't know what to say. I was like, bro, I want you to intro this like a wrestling match. This, that, and third. He's like, hello,
bro. I ain't never watched wrestling a day in my life. So I'm like,
it's disgusting. I hate it. I make this motherfucker watch intros with me because like, before we do big shows, one of my things I like to do is I watch Goldberg's Halloween Havoc 1998 entrance. I can't help it. When they got the cops coming, boom, 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 hit the door, my man. It's so perfect. It's like the loudest Goldberg chant. It's Goldberg, Goldberg. I'm getting goosebumps now, bro. I get hype. That's how I do my shows, man. I'm telling you, it's a wrestling show.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, you have SummerSlam 2093.
Same thing. That came from the same session. Or no. Actually, no. I wrote that the same session, but no, we recorded that with Mason Beats down at the Sanctuary. We did that, and that was me. That was actually me trying to rap as fast as I could in one take. Because I did that verse in one take. It was. Let me tell you, it was stressful and it was hard. And they kept trying to tell me to do it to punch. I'm like, nah, I don't care if this even comes out the way I want. I just want to do this as like more so as a trick for me to see if I can do this. And it came out. I love it. Mood's verse on that. He's the one who came with the verse for that. I brought the beat, but he had the verse already written for like a different song. But I was like, this is too hard. I love the Spanish guitar on that shit. It's one of those ones. And it just feels like that was when I came up with like our world's greatest tag team name. He can't say I didn't come up with that because I did. That's mine. I'm taking all the credit because he doesn't watch wrestling like that. He's just getting into it. He's watching AEW without me right now. It's all good. But yeah, I really felt like it felt like a hot text. He comes in real slow, like got some cold, get some medicine. And then it's like when the babyfaces get the babyface tag team, you get worked over. He's like trying to reach for the corner, and he gets me the hot tag. Oh, we can't save the day. So I come in, I'm start rapping real fast. That's why I call it SummerSlam 2093 because it's in 2093. This is the rap version of wrestling.
Rap version of wrestling.
And we also have 2K23.
Speaks for itself. I won that song on 2K. And I don't care. I'm campaigning until it gets on there. I feel like it's the best.
That's my favorite song. It is, yo. That's my favorite song.
I feel like it's the best basketball reference song ever. Like I feel like nobody talked about like I don't know. I talk about a lot of basketball. I infuse a lot of references in my raps. And that's the most sports heavy one I've ever done. It's the only sports one I've really done because I don't really watch as much sports as I used to, but I think it would fit on the 2K title screen perfectly. And it's talking about basketball players. It's got a good beat. It's fun. It's short. You can put it on the 2K. Please. I just want it to. I just want it to be so fucking cool. Ronnie 2K, please.
We'll be so famous, please.
I don't even care about being famous. I just want to hear my shit on 2K. That's really it. I just want to open that shit and hear that song. It feels like it fits. If anybody that's heard it, you can't tell me it doesn't feel like it would be in a basketball game.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
And I'm not really a sports guy very much, but I've seen enough to
understand.
Especially the games and stuff too. Like even if you're not a sports guy, you play the games.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love NBA Jam? Whether you like basketball, and not everybody and their mom loves NBA Jam. Come on, what? NBA, stop it! I'm gonna hit you with the ball. We played that shit at Bartari. Stop it.
I don't know what Silo good you playing games with.
Whatever.
Me,
We have One Piece.
One Piece is good. One Piece is good.
That's an old song. I haven't thought about this in a while. That was actually the beat was made by Devontae. That was one of his early joints before he really went to the poppy like sexual sound and shit.
Mm-hmm.
He did that, and he didn't even want that beat. He sent it to me and Mood, and it actually sat in our emails for like months. And I was trying to find a beat, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And I was like, "What the fuck? Devontae, you made this? What is going on?" And then he came in, he did the hook for it, and then we did our verses, and I wanted to be about the anime One Piece because that's like my Bible. I love that show more than like Air. I love One Piece. I know it's a niche thing. There's 1,000 episodes. Get over it. Don't watch it to catch up. Watch it to enjoy a good fucking story.
Yeah.
So, like,
so long.
Whatever. I don't care. We're not getting into this. But yeah, I wanted to be about that. And I'm just being a generic hip hop posse cut. But I think it's good. I actually haven't thought about that record in a long time. I don't even listen to it.
It's funny too, because like kind of like going off like tangent there, but like I don't know how it is for like bands or like what their process is of like floating ideas back and forth, but like with rappers or at least for like us, it's like our like shit is always sending each other like 20 beats, not using a single one of them, and then
and then months later
you go back like this was kind of cool. Let's make a song out of this one. So
the same guy's beat actually that was one of those ones that was sitting in like one of my favorited folders for like ever. And I was like, I gotta record this, but I can't do it over the Lil Nas X one put on Spotify and shit. So that's how that felt. It was just like trying to find which one fit. And come lo and behold, it sounds better on that than the rodeo one, So that's just how it goes sometimes. And a lot of like, I know my shit seems like it's real thought out. And like it seems like, I probably sit down with a plan. I'm gonna say it. Like even shit, like 2K. 2K did not start out as me wanting to have a song on 2K. Like it was once I got like 5 bars in, I was like, I've done nothing but talk about basketball players. All right, well, I guess I'm just let's see how far I can stretch this idea. That's really how most of my songs come out. I know it, and even like the Final Fantasy one, it just happened. I found the Final Fantasy beat, and it's like, well, what the fuck else am I going to talk about? Like, it's the level up sound. Like, what? Like, if I talk about, I hate when people do that. They have like a sample of something, like that's a video game or something. Like, I get it. Whether or not you played it, the producer did. At least mention it. Who is it? What is it? Lil Uzi got one like that. And it's like
off his new record.
And it has nothing to do with Final Fantasy.
He says it in the chorus once. I think a couple times. Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy.
I spent a whole minute and a half naming as many characters and things about Final Fantasy.
Shit, bro. Okay.
Whatever. It's gonna come out one day for y'all. We'll hear it. Come to the Black Scranton Boogie Oogie Sunday, October 30th. You'll be able to hear it live.
Plug it. I love it.
Yo, you got to.
I can do one of these too.
What is that?
Put the shit right on the bottom of the screen.
Oh, hey, there we go. We live.
You got overlays and shit.
This is professional. See, we coming back every time.
Damn. That's dope.
So I think the other one that was on there was Mad Bars.
Oh, Mad Bars, that was a drunken night. Real shit. That was a fun night, though. I think we recorded like 4 or 5 songs in a row. You were there. Mm-hmm. It was just like dudes coming. I spent too much money this night. I bought like a 10-hour package at the studio or something. I was like, I'm gonna use as many as I can tonight. And we pulled up at like 4 in the afternoon and started boozing at like 5. By like 10 o'clock, I'm trying to record Mad Bars. Guys is coming in and out. I got 6 different. My boy Ricky Savage on the album. His verse is it on there? Did I put it out on there?
I don't think so.
But like, there's about 3 different people that rapped on that beat. There's a lot of guys. There's like 5 different songs got recorded that night that have never seen the light of day.
Long ass night.
That was a long night. That was one of those fun nights. That's how. What else came out of that? Something else came out that got put out. Oh, Strip was recorded that night. Fucking Vontae's Hook for Strip was recorded that night, which is also coming out on the EP. What else? We just almost Move recorded something. And I think everything else just got kind of canned or like lost to to Mason's computer. Shout out to Mason.
Hell yeah.
Nah, man.
It's funny, like out of every like 10, 20 songs, you know, only like 2 come out or
Yo, two?
You spend so much money on studio time. It's like, yeah, only 1 song.
Oh man, yo. The amount of hours we spend working on shit that never saw the light of day is so sad.
No, who would have thought music recording is expensive? Yeah.
God damn. They don't tell you that, fam.
They don't tell you that when you get into it.
Nah, but it's worth it every time because honestly, you get better out of it. Just like even being in front of the microphone and like learning how to record and how to sound better, like what you want to sound like. Even if it doesn't come out, you get so much out of this shit.
Truly, experiences and all that shit, everything you learn, even about yourself and like how you sound.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I sound different. If you don't listen to Mad Bars, because I'm drunk, bro. And B, that was recorded in 2019. Like I do not sound like that in my raps no more.
Everything prior to 2019, me, bro. I privated it. I deleted it.
Yeah, I mean, I still perform Ultra Instinct. I almost put it on the new tape, but I just don't want people to hear how I sounded. I sound like a child because I wasn't confident. I didn't have the bass in my voice. I was very sheepish, and I'm trying to be. Bitch, I'm about to blow. Yeah, you ain't never seen it, like trying to be like that. And I'm just like, bitch, I'm about to blow. Yeah, you ain't never seen it here going straight. Like it's so soft spoken, and it's like that's not where I'm at. Like
Cap ain't hit puberty till like 2 years ago.
Honestly, that in my rap, as far as it's concerned, rap wise, absolutely not. Like I've always had this voice and always been. I understand boisterous and not I get it, but I was not that on the microphone. It did not translate. It sounds horrible. I hate listening to that. Like I got a song with Devontae from a few years ago called Backstabbers. I hate it. I hate it.
That's a hit.
I can't listen to it, bro. I can't listen to it. I sound like I'm scared. Like, ugh. I must have been sick or something. Like it's I hate it. I'm sorry. I just listened to it the other night because I was like, never again.
Yeah, let's talk about some Silo songs.
I guarantee you got more interesting stories than I was drunk in the studio.
When are we going to hear some of these at the open mic? Like some more. Love to. We got to bring some of these in.
I know. Yeah, you're definitely going to hear some at the open mic. I did it once or twice.
You did, yeah.
Couple times ago.
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah. I've been saying this to him every guy. I gave up like a month ago. I was telling everybody like, yo, so what you practice?
You know, my shit's so low key though, and it's got like such a chill vibe to it. I feel like I can't do it over like all the patrons. You know, I don't want to mess up.
It can be a tough room, especially sound wise, because it really doesn't reach the back very much. So you really kind of got to hook people like right at the corner of the bar there, and then like those front couple of tables to really like.
But I got some new stuff in the works, so like we'll pop out.
Okay.
Yo, you tell me when. I'm still waiting. I want to do it. He's had some stuff cooking for the last couple months that I'm just like, dude, just do that. I know. I'm saying y'all put the pressure on because we got like 2 joints that we wrote together recently.
True.
That I wanted to do specifically, and I hit him a week ago. 3 weeks ago. And I was like, yo, man, you got that verse ready? Oh man, let me put something together. Word.
I'm just too good, and I can't like.
He's too silent.
I can't get them all at once, Too much pressure on me.
Whatever. Now we gonna get them, and we gonna do some collab shit too. Something coming soon.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Please, you gotta. Now Rich done put the pressure on you. Gotta perform next week.
Absolutely.
Called out.
We gonna do SOS. It's the perfect time.
Yeah, let's talk about SOS.
Yeah, let's talk about SOS.
Okay.
SOS is a song I put out in, I think last year, but it was written. English was hard.
We rappers, bro.
I know, right? It was during like pandemic times. Like I was beat scrolling and I found the beat for SOS, and it's such like a happy vibe, and it's I don't know, the beat's great. So I hit up one of my friends, Tatiana Tell. Shout out Tatiana Tell. She did the chorus for me, and I did the verse, obviously. And it's a song about like kind of just like wanting to get out of your hometown and like escape and like get on the road and like go do big shit that you're limited to in your small hometown. And I think at the time I was feeling that way, like during the pandemic times and COVID.
Bro, I've been feeling that way every day.
I'm feeling that way right now. So kind of just like an escapism song, but it's like, happy vibes.
It sounds like the end of every 90s movie.
It really does,
like,
though, man.
Where Shorty's hanging out the top of the Jeep, where like,
right,
driving beautiful sunset.
Down the sunset, baby.
I'm telling you,
It's just you and me. Then hit like the stick shift or whatever. I drive automatics. So I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you and me. SOS.
Yeah, man, that shit hurt.
Yeah, it's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. Hell yeah.
What about it's 11 o'clock in Grover's Corners.
It's 11 o'clock in Grover's Corners. It's probably one of my most popular ones.
Yo, blew up out of nowhere.
I know how to know. I think what it is, well, I'll give like the backstory first. I was in a production of a play called Our Town with the New Vintage Ensemble over in Scranton. And in the play Our Town, it's kind of like a play about like love, family, and then like at the end, like loss. Because with the husband's wife dies at the end. I was playing the husband at the time. His name is George. And then also at the time, I was seeing this girl who I was like kind of feeling, and she was like kind of feeling me. And then
don't
like,
tell wifey. She can't hear the story.
Well, it was wifey.
Oh!
And now we've been dating for.
And now they live
years,
together.
And now we live
They got 2 fur babies and shit.
I know, right? But it's kind of a song dedicated to her. And there's a lot of references to the play. And then I named it It's 11 O'Clock in Grover's Corners because that's like one of the last lines said during the play. So I'm like, let me just take this shit, put it on the song. And then I marketed it for a little bit, probably not as well as I should have, but like it blew up on like YouTube, like out of nowhere. I think like after a year or so. It took a while. And this isn't number bragging because it ain't even all that, but it got like 30,000 views on YouTube. And to me, that shit was wild. I'm like,
I still think that's crazy.
it was crazy. But I think it has something to do with like the play being like one of the lines from the play being like in the thing. And it's like, it's kind of a lo-fi song. So, you know, people love that lo-fi sound, really chill in the background type shit. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's one of my favorites. I think it embodies like my style really well too. Kind of just like me talking over a beat, like really like kind of somber type thing. And yeah, it's really chill. I like that one.
How about 7-Eleven?
7-Eleven. That's one I put out. I think it's my most recent one.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's with my good friend Darren Sementina. And that's another kind of chill, like talking, lazy rapping one. But I grew up with a single mother. It was me, my mom, and my sister, kind of like my entire life. So we've lived together like forever until like I moved out. And they live up here now, but I think it was about 2 years ago was the first time like they had an opportunity down in Alabama to go down there and like do some stuff. So they moved to Alabama, and that was kind of like my first time like ever being like separated from those two. And like I kind of took it like kind of hard because, you know, it's your mom and it's your sister and you can't see them every day. Like,
fam, I could not wait to get away from my mom day one.
Some of us like our family. Some of us like
I love my mother to death. She's amazing. I had nobody better, but I could not get the fuck away.
Yeah.
I was so ready.
Well, anyway. So it's kind of like about them leaving and like my experiences with that. And I got my good friend Darren to sing the hook for that one. And I think it's really soulful. It's really like kind of a straight to the point song, kind of like with most of my things, you know, like I miss you type shit. Like,
that's a 2 a.m. with the J outside from the song.
That's a good one. Oh yeah.
That's one of those.
Right. It's called 7-Eleven because my sister had this thing. We're 4 years apart. So when she was 7, I was 11. And her like whole thing is like, you're 7 and I'm 11, like the gas station. So I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's like, so it's been our thing for like a long time. So
okay. How about Wicked Design?
Wicked Design. So Georgia's on that.
Yeah, one. Man. I was gonna. Do you want me to say the hot take?
G Cypher rapped better on that song.
Yeah, man.
She killed me on my own. She Kendrick Lamar.
Yo, hard. I like that record too. I remember, when he was recording this, I was like, "Oh, okay, Silo got some bars." And then he called Georgia. I was like, "That's the biggest mistake. You should have just left that." And I honestly forgot about that shit. So I made a little AMV for it a couple of weeks ago, and I was listening to it, and I was like, "Damn, bro!"
No. But yeah, the song features one of our good friends, Georgia.
Yeah, G Cypher.
She's out in Philly now.
And we supposed to have a song battling over the G name forever. If she ever sees this, I'm calling you out, Georgia. I've been had these bars ready. They've been on my phone waiting. This song been ready. I gotta add to it even. Like,
all right. I don't think there's much to say about that song other than Georgia killed me on that one. It's a dope ass beat about I want to say it's not entirely about a female empowerment, but it's kind of like, you know, this girl that I was into. It's not like about anything real, but it's like a girl that I'm into, but like she's like an independent woman who doesn't need me, and I think that's like a wicked thing about her. So it's like her wicked design is like, you know, she's dope, she don't need me, and I like that.
Yeah, man, that's why I like it. It is like I don't want to say weirdly because that makes it sound even weirder, but like real feminine empowered record. Even your verse, it's like on some Beyonce, who run the world, girls type shit. It's not that vibe, but like it's that energy.
Yeah, 100%. And
that's why I use the Kill la Kill, man. Oh my God.
Shout out Kill la Kill. Studio Trigger, man. That's a great anime.
So good.
Fantastic anime.
I love Kill la Kill. I mean, I just finished watching that shit too because I made that. I ain't gonna hold you.
Gotta watch Edge Runners, man.
I'm planning on it, bro. Like, I gotta get my sister's Netflix again. That's really the issue. Because like I don't watch none on Netflix. I just watch Disney Plus and took over. Like Disney Plus, and then when I found out they got Cartoon Network on HBO Max, that changed. I started watching Dexter, and like I've really been watching Kids Next Door. Kids Next Door might be the greatest cartoon ever made. Like I stand by that shit. It holds up better than I ever imagined. Like real shit. I think I like it more now as an adult than I did when I was a kid when I was trying to be one of them motherfuckers.
It's got like those references in it that like adults would only understand. Like
for real. And not even like in like a Dexter's way where it's like, oh, kids might get it. That's still funny. Like, oh shit. No, that's like you talking real. They talk about like a lot of societal like things that like from a kid's perspective, but also from like an adult's perspective. And then once in the later seasons, when we start meeting adults, the adults are all kind of weirdly, they're like jovial about how dark the world is. And they like know that they like they talk slight like, oh yeah, you guys are doing nothing, but they know they're doing shit. And like a lot of the episodes talk about like the lunchrooms and stuff. Like all the adults actually are like fucking maniacal maniacs. Like it doesn't, and that's how you feel as a kid. Like every adult is a psychopath. They're all coming from my neck. I don't understand this shit. So like I feel like it's perfect. Like Kids Next Door is one of the best shows. People don't give enough credit.
It's definitely goated. It's definitely goated.
It has one of the craziest finales.
Yeah,
it has the finale.
The movie.
Operation Zero, the movie. No, but the last episode where they had the interview with the live action people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and number one going. Oh, cool. Goosebumps boy out here. Yo. Oh yeah, you find out Wally and what's the name? Number 4, number 5, or number 3 and number 4 get together. Yo, man.
Yeah. Shout out Kids Next Door.
Shit is so good,
right? But yeah, Wicked Design's a good song.
My bad. I didn't mean to take a section.
That's why I brought you here.
Wow.
About a lonely hour freestyle.
A lonely hour freestyle that was in my trap house apartment. It was just me. I was writing songs kind of just to fill up the lineup for the mixtape at the time. The mixtape was oh my god, something about high school. Life is in high school, bro. Life is in high school. Damn.
I was like, I was 2 seconds of saving your ass, bro. I was like, you don't even know your own shit.
So yeah, I was writing songs for Life is in High School.
That rapper, man.
No, dog's awful. And yeah, I found this like really like chill lo-fi like beat, and I was really in my feelings at the time because me and this girl were like going through troubled times at the time. Not wifey right now. So I'm just like
the other girl. Hey, if the other girl's out there, holla at me. I'm free.
No, she's in a she's in a happy relationship now. She's cool. We're cool. We're friends. We're friends.
If it ain't happy,
okay. He don't drive, but I drove him here. I don't got a car. Anyway. Yeah, so it's kind of like that. I'm like, she started seeing a new guy, and the song's like, man, this guy isn't shit, man. Me, you mean about that? And I think I ended the song with something like, we became things we never thought we would. The things I could do, he never could, or something like that. Real spicy. I was kind of like really mad.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a lonely hour freestyle, and that's why I called it.
Yo, that is the most spice you'll ever hear out of this kid.
I know.
The Silo good is for real, bro. Like,
I'm a good guy, bro. I ain't confrontational at all, but I'll be throwing little bars in there sometimes. Like, man, yeah, so that's what that one is.
Maybe next summer will be better.
Maybe next summer will be better. Yes,
I forgot about that.
I know that's one of my favorites. Another lo-fi beat.
Well, that was recorded with fucking Maze, wasn't it?
I think that was recorded with Maze. Shout out Sanctuary Studios. And yeah, that was a beat by a guy named Tom C. Bumps. It's pretty good, like lo-fi producer. You can find him on like TikTok and like Instagram and all that. Shout out Tom. So I bought the beat from him and recorded it, and it was written during pandemic times as well. I hate mentioning pandemic times because I feel like it's
yo, you know what's wild about that? It's another tangent. I'm sorry. No, good. But like we going like pandemic era babies It's gonna be like a real thing.
Yeah,
like you're gonna be like a pandemic baby.
Just like boomer babies.
Yeah, man. Because like, all right, let's keep it real. Everybody over the last 2 years has seen a very high increase of sonograms on their stories. So I'm just saying, it's gonna be a little crazy. Like it's gonna be like, oh, you a pandemic baby? Oh yeah. Because like 90s kids, 2000s kids, pandemic babies is gonna be the next thing.
That's true.
All right, go ahead.
True. Yeah. Anyway, maybe next summer. Yeah, it's a really short one. I think it's like a minute and a half or 2 minutes, and that's one of like kind of like my staples. I take these really like short beats, and it's honestly just like one verse.
I think that's like the real connecting thread between both of us.
Yeah,
we both got short records.
Short songs, yo.
Yeah, we get in and get the fuck out.
I learned that shit from like Earl Sweatshirt, like how he's doing songs like recently. Earl, this guy named Mike, Navy Blue, Overcast. It's like straight to the point songs. You got a beat, you got one verse over it, maybe a hook, and maybe another one, but it's usually just like one verse or type things. And you just say what you need to say and you dip. And I think that's how I like doing my stuff anymore. It's kind of like I don't even think it's overstaying my welcome.
Because you don't want to beat people over the head. Sometimes you get bored listening to a song.
That's what I'm saying. So I want you to like maybe feel like you can come back for more, or like get these short, digestible songs. And it's no pain to me because like I don't like making long songs, and you like listen, and people got short attention spans, so it kind of like works out well.
Okay.
But yeah, so maybe next summer will be better. COVID times, and like this summer sucks. Maybe the next one will be better. It was, so there you go. And yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Well, we'll do one more, and then we'll move on to talking a little bit about kind of the hip hop scene and stuff in general. Any of those other ones that you think have a good story?
We got a good one. Let's talk about Still Team 6.
Okay.
Still Team 6. Yeah.
That record.
That's one.
Was that on Life Gives in high school?
No, that was on with Ginseng and Honey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's something I put out in 2019. It kind of has like spooky vibes to it. So I wrote that one in the perspective. If you've ever seen You on Netflix, it's about this like right. It's about this like stalker guy stalking people, doing like stalker things. So the song is written like from the perspective of a guy who's stalking this girl. And it's called Still Team 6, but the sill is written as like windowsill. So the whole perspective is it's this guy on this girl's windowsill, like talking to her throughout the whole night. And he's like, catch me on your windowsill late at night. It's getting cold. I'm scared of heights because you're so high up. And it's like really creepy. And it's supposed to have like a Halloween vibe because I wrote it during like the Halloween spooky season times. Yeah. And I'm gonna perform that one on Sunday.
All right.
So come on out. I do like a lot of deep voice effects on that one.
That's right. Black Scranton Boogie Oogie on Sunday, October 30th. Come through.
Damn. Yeah. Shout out.
Doors open at 6:30.
There you go. Hell yeah. But yeah, that's about it for that one.
So let's talk a little bit about the hip hop scene in the area.
What is it like? What are your experiences in that? Where can you find this stuff?
It's hard. That's what it is. It's small. It's a very small few of us that just kind of do this. And it's sad. We're trying to build it up. That's why we got the showcase coming. You can come see Sam graduated, come through. He's a fantastic young kid, bro. He got some energy. He got some bars.
Got J Rose, CFG coming through.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things. It's like, if there's no community, you got to make a community.
Yeah, and that's where we came into this like recently, realizing like we gotta make a community. Like the best we got really is the NEPA Scene Open Mic. That's like really where most of that like the MCs in the area do come through. So that's like where we met most of the other guys on the show, really. So
and it's I think Scranton and Wilkes-Barre is like known for like their punk scene or like more like
we are like the hardcore. We are like
Wilkes-Barre is very hardcore.
Yeah. Like I've seen like as a like I said, I spent a lot of skate scene, metal scene. I've seen so many goddamn hardcore bands that I've never heard of and never seen again. One of my boys, he was in a hardcore band, toured the country, and now he's back here because it's just like hardcore moves in such a quick space. Like these bands pop for like 2 years and then they're gone. And I think that's like another thing that comes with this area is we spit stuff so out. We get bored of shit and like all the abandoned buildings, for instance. Like we can't even keep nothing around.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like the rap scene, it ain't big. And it's like trying to like connect the dots with like finding like people in the area. I feel like sometimes. So you gotta like kind of connect the threads. And it's like sometimes it's like weirdly competitive, you know what I mean? Like when it doesn't have to be. Like everyone should be able to thrive in this area just as much. So it's like trying to build each other up and like stay away from like the I'm better than you, I don't like need you. And it's like it's too small of a community to be doing that shit. And I think with the area we are in now, we're 2 hours from New York, 2 hours from Philly. So everyone who like is in the scene, they're like, well, shit's not popping off up here. let me just go to Philly or like go to New York, where like, you know, the scenes are obviously bigger. But I mean, there's a lot of talent out here. There's a lot of,
that's what I feel like, and a lot of talent gets lost because it's, you know, it's hard out here. Like I said, there's no scene. So when there's no scene, it's hard to really move around and do things. Like if for instance, if we didn't have the consistency of the NEPA Scene Podcast, I don't think I would have been nearly as good a performer and have as much like just drive to even want to make some new shit every week. Because like there's nowhere to go besides the studio. Maybe you run into somebody who's leaving their session, or like they're coming in after your session. That's how you link up. You might catch a verse, or might hear a beat from them or something here and there. And that's hard to build a community on. When it's just like the hardcore scene, there's shows every week, there's different bands all the time coming together, and it's way, way more promoted. And that's something that hip hop is not. And that's something I really wanted to push with this Black Scranton Boogie, because I really wanted to make sure like we pushing a hip hop show around here for once. Because now, no disrespect, like I said, I love metal. That's like my shit. And I love pop punk especially too. Like, but we still need a platform for this shit. Like for it to grow and continue. Like if you don't have a community, where's it gonna be? And it's like it falls in the same thing with comic books. It feels like it's doing everything to eat itself. You know, it's not the community. If you didn't have the comic book store, if we didn't have comics on the green in Scranton, there would be no comic books in Scranton at all. So they are essential. So I feel like we got to make an essential place for these hip hop communities to meet. And that's why I just, you know, we decided to make this happen. We want to try to make more of them and meet more people. So anybody that rap, you want to make a song or something. Bars, we got that.
It's really uplift each other.
Yeah, because there's not enough of that, and the's too much stepping on each other and pushing down and shit. I'm tired of that. I don't want to see that. I'm over it. Like I'm over it.
For sure. Yeah.
Because it should be bigger, and I'm part of the problem. I'm lazy. So like, you know, we gotta, as all artists, we gotta like put it out to each other. You know, if you got an open mic or something, you know about, hey man, it ain't hard to say, hey, I'm doing this. Come through. You know. Make people rap, you know, even though they're not comfortable rapping, they don't want to rap. And you say, hey, man, come on through some bars for the poor people. And they still just like, I don't know. I guess I'll do this.
I'll be lazy sometimes.
No shots. No shots at all.
Sometimes. But I think that's the glory of like, you know, the internet too. Like the internet age and like, you know, streaming services and like all that shit. Because like, even if shit's not popping off around town or anything like that, like you've always got people's music online. You've always got like,
but there's something about that live show, bro.
Not just
nothing like live energy,
not just that at all. But like I think you're able to market yourself and create your image like online, and that goes into like yourself just as much as live shows do.
But when you got that face-to-face connection with people, that's why I think it's important to have a scene for people to like. You can have that online connection community. That's cool. But when you have a community you get to meet with and be with, and I think like skateboarding is another thing. I do. A good Bizarre is finally here. We didn't have a skate shop when I was a kid, and I think that's why the skateboarding community in this area died, because there wasn't a place for us to like meet and gather. You go to other cities, there's skate shops where just you may not be buying a deck or buying nothing, but like you got somewhere to hang out. You know where you're gonna meet people. You know, like, hey, I got no one to skate with. If I just hang out in front of the shop all day, there's gonna be some dudes kicking around. There's nothing like that. You just, all right, I guess I'll skate down Mulberry and maybe I'll run into somebody. Like that's not. We need more of a community. I feel like in the hip hop to come together to see it and bring people to touch it, feel it, really feel like they're part of the scene instead of just being like, hey, I'm here in my corner on fucking Instagram, and then just moving on.
Yeah, and just like, you know, using Bizarre's example, like with this Boogie Oogie event we have coming up, and with we've been working a lot with the Black Scranton Project. I think if you just make the spaces for it available, and like a community could grow.
And we got like pretty much contracted talent. If you see the Black Scranton do anything, we're right there. We like they main performers. I feel like we number one.
We work very closely.
Very closely. My sister runs it. Let's just put the bag out the bag.
Shout out the sponsors.
Hey man, she does a great job. Let's be real. Like the Black Scranton Center is done numbers. Everybody loves it. We did the block party. That was huge. I was like, a few hundred people got to rap in front of it. Man, fire jungling and shit while we was going. That was cool.
A lot of great times.
I do the gala.
Black Scranton Gala. That was fun.
Black Excellence.
Shout out.
Oh my gosh.
Hell yeah.
We actually had Glynis on the show back when it was really Black Scranton Project was really starting to take off. So it's been amazing to see the work and the growth of this whole thing. And now you guys have a venue too. You know, you have this.
That's why look, man, I'm giving up all the kayfabe. But yeah, no, that's why I didn't beg her. I just ran up on her like, yo, I want to we need a hip hop show for Halloween. I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. So I've always wanted to do something like big for Halloween. So I was like, I'm dropping a project, doing a show. I'm taking over the center. And she was like, yeah, cool, go ahead. I thought it was about to be a fight. I was ready to argue. I was like, all right, here's my points. This is how it's going to go. This, that.
Here's my essay as to why I deserve this.
Immediate yes.
Glennis is great, man. What she's done with that center and just like the Black Scranton Project in general, it's mind blowing. Like I couldn't do anything like that. No,
bro, that's my twin sister. And I dead ass don't believe it every day. Like I don't understand. I'm like, yo, I will sit in front of my computer. You had good job. You got what? She got her master's. She's going for her PhD. All that type of nonsense.
It's
I'm like,
fantastic. It's absolutely
I dropped out of high school, yo.
You got 2 sides to the coin.
I'm the older twin. Yo, twin A. I got her by an hour. So whatever. I got that on her till the end of time. That's all that matters.
Complicated for an hour.
Yo, my mom says that she was picking up the brain cells.
Word.
You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. But who got a better grasp on the English language? Probably her still. But I do it better in rhyme form.
There you go. Shout out Glennis.
And I've seen some art shows and stuff there too.
Oh,
so
yeah,
there's a
like
lot of
Travis
different
and
variety
Emmanuel
of programming and stuff.
Yeah, man, they do everything. I think they had a photo show there, maybe
the 10 print, yeah,
with like old like 10 photos. Like we
were supposed to be decorating for Halloween. They was doing that. I wanted.
They got like a Kwanzaa event coming up. It's.
Let's be real. Nobody like Kwanzaa though.
You don't like Kwanzaa.
What you don't want fruit and books. You want real presents. That's why Christmas will always slap.
Shout out Kwanzaa. You know this man's problem. Give me that skin color back.
Yo, hey man.
Anyway,
look, Kwanzaa boring, bro. Like let's call it space. I'll pull up. I'm gonna do the event because support and all that. It's cool.
Damn, bro,
we
getting problematic.
What? Easter's boring.
Easter is boring.
Stop it.
Easter's boring.
There's certain holidays that just don't hit. Who really care about Columbus? Oh, I'm sorry, Indigenous Peoples Day.
That's my bro. They changed it. Just
you gave a day off. You get a day off. That's the only reason you like it.
I had to work.
And look, we don't even get days off for Kwanzaa because they don't want to stretch that shit out for 7 days. I guarantee if they made it one day, we could have got a day off. They trying to compete with Hanukkah and shit. It's like, yo, man, let them have their thing, man. And that's it. The Jewish community done took over. They got the best holidays, and I found out they got like 50 of them. I didn't know that. Like, they have the best holidays. They don't drive cars on Saturdays and stuff. Like, they just be cooling. Like, they got it down pat. That's why I think they've been here for so long. They got the best culture.
Shout out Wifey and the Jewish holidays.
Oh,
she teaches me all about it, man.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying, how many holidays are there for real? There's a lot. Like at least once a month, y'all got something.
Y'all,
whatever. You must be part of it. Isn't that how it works? You get married into it.
Something like that.
You gotta crush the glass and shit.
Yeah, I hope so. That'd
be fun. Y'all been living together like a year and a half.
True. Anyway, yeah, the Black Scranton, they do a lot of stuff. Yeah, they do a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
Well, tell us about this lineup. There's obviously you guys are performing, but who else is performing with you that night?
So we got some dope artists coming up. Jay Rose. Where he's based out of, like
Tunkhannock.
Not Tunkhannock.
Something. He did Scranton, PA. He's from the Scranton area. He's a local artist. You've seen him if you've been to the NEPA Open Mic, you've seen him a few times. Brother's cool. He got a real good vibe. He got a flow too. I fuck with his flow heavy. He's one of those artists where I look at, I'm like, okay, yeah.
He's bringing along his boy CFG. I don't know too much about him. Like some of these things, I kind of wanted to keep like a surprise for the day of. I'm like,
nah. It's time you'll see CFG. He's gonna be coming through. He's gonna be spending a while. It's gonna be a good time. Sam graduated. If you hear the party and like you like that Mike Posner sound, like that's where it's at. You're gonna be bouncing out here. It's gonna be a blast. Man, you got me in the bush.
Hell yeah. So those three, us two, we got a dope ass DJ Frequency City.
Yes,
playing a dope ass set. Yeah, it's just gonna be a good night, good vibes. Just come there and party, listen to some like local hip hop music, and jam out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And are there other venues or things around for the hip hop scene, or is this pretty much it?
Like, that's what I mean. Is
there other places that people can check this stuff out?
Oh, you with the V's come to the V spot on Tuesdays. NEPA Scene Open Mic.
I appreciate it.
We got that's what I mean. Like, there's really nothing else. And like, not saying it's not welcome other places, but like, it's definitely not as like.
That's like consistent, right?
And yeah, man. And it's not like as comfortable a lot of times. Like people just kind of shuffle you to the side, and they don't really not really trying to give it to you. And like, like rap is the most popular genre in the world, but it still has a weird stigma behind it.
Yeah.
So like that's one thing I feel like that holds it back from being allowed to even do venues, get spaces, because everybody just thinks it's going to be something dangerous or whatever. So it's like nah, man, I'm talking about cartoons.
I'm talking about
I just swear a lot. Otherwise, you would think your little brother's listening to this shit. Like,
there's a couple organizations though, like around like at least the Scranton area that I'm more familiar with that do promote the arts and like let me have my performances there. Scranton Fringe, South Scranton Fringe Festival, New Vintage Ensemble. They put on they let me perform many different places. But yeah, like G said, you really got to search for it. Really got to search for it. Depends on the time and day, what event or what venue is throwing on something. We were at this like one factory in 2018, me, Mood, and another guy. It was like the Backbreakers.
Yo, the old Backbreakers.
The old Backbreakers on like North Washington Avenue. We had like a dope ass show there. It's us. This group called Friends, and then the group called the AK Boys. We performed in this like old factory that was kind of like a wrestling ring. And we had so many people in there, yo. The factory like shut down like I think a month after because like they realized that too many people were in there and it like wasn't safe type shit.
Not up to code.
Something like that. I don't know the full story, but like yeah, you really got to search for the venues and stuff. But that's. Depends on the time and day.
It's terrible. We're trying to make more spaces. If anybody has spaces and really wants to do it, please contact us. We putting on a show now. I'm trying to make more.
I can't afford a lot. I'll give you like $10 a month, bro. Let's have a venue. Let's own a spot.
Yo, 15, we got it. Let's go. I got 5 on that.
Donate to Black Excellence. I'll give you a tax write-off. I promise.
I can't. I'm not going to jail for tax fraud. But
I don't know how that works, but
Wesley Snipes will tell you. Let me
True, my uncle could probably tell you. Honestly. Yeah.
I meant to ask you before too. How did you guys discover the open mic? Everybody has a different kind of story.
Way too much. I saw the sign and I was like, excuse me now. And then I ran to Bobby Ruddy and I was like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, oh yeah, doing open mic here. And I was like, all right, I'm pulling up. And I love the V spot. That's like my family. I've been going there since before I turned 21. Vinny is like, I used to hang out with his daughter used to skate and we used to skate together.
Oh, okay.
His wife was my art teacher and she went to school with my brother. So like that's family for real. I love the V spot. Every bartender there's on Jerry, Mara, I'm forgetting everybody, Dave, Jerry, both Jerry, Bruno, and Champ. I got Champ. There you go. What's up, Krista?
I've only been to the B spot once before I came to an open mic, honestly, so I'm very unfamiliar with it.
Sad, bro.
I know I stuck to the downtown area. Rest in peace, Levels, yo.
Boo! What are we talking about?
Rest in peace, Levels. Rest in peace, Kildare's too.
I was like, first off, even calling it Levels is disrespectful. There's been 12 other bars since then.
I'm sorry, I'm not 40 years old. Like
whatever.
This was the first time I went to it.
You don't know either. I see my man over here. He's like, what? Yeah. Before that, it was Mulligan.
Hardware bar.
To me, it's always Tinks. It's never gonna stop being Tinks.
My mom still calls that building Tinks, bro.
Yeah, man.
Now Mulligan's Pong night every Thursday. We used to get $3 pictures of mixed drinks. That's where they fucked up because they gave us full pictures of mixed drinks for $3 for 2 hours. But it'll be 2 hours. That's how they got you. So it'll be 10 o'clock. So I make sure I pulled up there 9:55. Your boy's there 9:55. Give me a picture of rum and coke. Have one slam by 10:30. 10:30, come around, give me another one. Then it's 11. Two blue kamikazes before it's ended. I'm not walking home. I don't know how I'm getting home. There's been a lot of stomach fluids on the courthouse lawn. Yeah, man. Yeah. We gonna talk. But that I miss that place.
Right.
And I was trash at beer pong. I ain't never made it to the finals because I, doing 4 pictures of mixed drinks. You gonna die.
Anyway, G dragged me along to the open mic. And that's how I found out about it.
Okay.
I performed the first time I was there and a couple times after, and now I run music for Mr. Capital G while we're there.
The crazy DJ. I tried to disrespect him. The DJ silo good, but he just let it go.
Yeah, what it is. We try to come pretty often.
And whenever we can. Like pretty much if we got the day, like I'm banging on him like yo, because I don't like doing it without him as much anymore because it doesn't feel as good, it doesn't sound as good. I don't have my effects. You know what I mean? It's not the same. It's like it's not as fun when I don't got my buddy, my partner,
my baby.
We still, and if anybody got a good name for this, like we still trying to come up with a dual name. Like I'm tight. I love wrestling, and there's a group called the Good Brothers, and I'm so pissed because I'm like, that would be perfect.
That would be
That would have been fucking perfect. I'm still hurt, and I love the Good Brothers. Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, they're the best. Bullet Club for life, but they really they got the name I want. So I'm like, we could call Project that.
You'll do a mixtape series. Or something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So if anybody got a good name, I don't know.
Hell yeah.
All right, so we'll wrap up here.
Oh, okay.
That's
That was
cool
cool.
with you guys.
Yeah.
Unless there's anything else you guys want to.
Come to the Black
mention
Scranton
before we
Boogie Oogie Sunday, October 30th at the Black Scranton Center on North Main Avenue, the old PNC Bank. But
Thank you for having us. Honestly.
Absolutely. So that is this Sunday, October 30th, Black Scranton Project Center for Arts and Culture. And doors open at 6. It's BYOB, $5 at the door. Come out and support stuff like this. This is, as you mentioned, it's so important to give these other genres a chance. It seems like all the shows here are very focused on one genre or another, and
that's cool too. But
it's great,
but we need some more things for everybody else.
And I think people are genuinely surprised. Like I see, I talk to people at the mic afterwards, and I kind of get some reactions and opinions on things and stuff. And they're so surprised that it's here. Like, oh, there's hip hop here. Like they just didn't know it existed.
Especially at a high level, like your boys do.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you guys are all awesome. It's so it's fun to watch, and it's fun to see the reactions to it each
last
week.
Last night was fun. Y'all missed a good one last night, boy.
Right?
Y'all missed a good one. And especially like those first 3, the opening act, like those first 3 or 4 acts, Murderers Row.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, who is my man? Something Key.
Alex D.
Alex, bro, man, my man. Talk about a songwriter, like
right?
that
Shit, the guitar
for real. Yeah. I just feel like he needs a pop punk band behind him, and he could have
for sure
have something, man. Like for real. Obviously, Rachel, she killed it as always. She always there supporting. Mm-hmm. I'm so bad with names. I try to be doing this on the stage too, and I'll be looking at people in the face like, bro, I'm sorry. I want to shout you out. The guy with the cool guitar.
With the guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, come down and see us Tuesdays at the NEPA Scene Open Mic at the B Spot. Signups are 6:30 to 8, and we usually go till at least midnight or so. Usually don't get noise complaints. We're usually pretty good. This week got a little nuts, but we'll see.
We had a good time. That's all.
We had a very good time. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, we hope to see you there. The live streams really don't do it justice because I just
not at all.
Phone,
not at all.
So you really you don't see the crowd. You don't get the other aspects of it. So I'm hoping at some point that we will be able to upgrade that a little bit, add some cameras that we can kind of either keep there or like bring in and stuff.
I mean, you've seen I've been making little edits with it, but if I get some angles, man, I can make some videos. Like
that's what I'd really love to do, and improve the sound a lot too, because people are like, oh well,
it doesn't sound the same on the stream as
for sure
when you're there. Like that's something I think people really do got to come through to just even experience the open mic, because there's a lot of fucking amazing talent that comes to these shows. And like now, I call it feels like a show half the time because like there's a lot of groups. One band I hope they see this, Cortez. I don't know if they're still together. There's been shuffled around. I've seen different pieces of the band, different quartets and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
But that I will never forget the first time I saw them motherfuckers. So smooth. Amazing. The most like the best like surf rock, like old Beach Boys type shit, but like turned up. It was so good. You see some really, really amazing spots there. Like come, it's a vibe. I can't say I'm gonna get you a drink, but we can have a drink together.
Drinks not guaranteed.
Nah, man, but you can definitely have a good time. You'll see me rap a lot.
There you go. Hell yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming and sitting down with us.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I want to do this again. We gotta do this again next time we got something to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
We barely got to talk about Grogu and the Mandalorian. We got the I barely got the Pokemon
stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll do a nerdcast.
Next time, we'll just bring through with the stuff, man. Come through in costume and shit too.
So hopefully we'll see you again next Wednesday. We're not totally sure, so we're kind of moving out of this studio space and into another within the next few weeks or so. So check our socials. We'll be updating more on that going forward, but
we thank special guests for letting us do this here, and it's been a lot of fun. But we might not be going very far, so we'll see about that. But if you enjoyed this, you like this, please please share, do all the good stuff that you're supposed to do with social media, and help this get out there. And thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday. Have a good night.
Hey, that was fun.